Welcome everyone to more live code and work here with our increasingly successful Linux distribution. I made some further decisions. Basically, our release is coming together so well with everything from MIPS, SGIO2, P3. It would be kind of wasteful, like, not to polish it another week or more. Yes, I know, 1 week there, one week there at the end. We are a quarter delayed. But hear me out, GCC 14 is hopefully around the corner, and we're currently shipping some snapshot anyway, because last stable release is not good enough to build everything. I guess it makes sense. We changed so much the last weeks. It's probably better to rebuild everything in one go anyway. So let's test GCC 14. Basically, if we don't test it, we can't be sure that it actually somewhat works. And so that is here somewhere. And let's basically mostly test MIPS, because we even have x86 regressions, but not to mention PowerPC. So let's test, and that's basically what other Linux distribution, I mean, all Linux distributions need to do that, like all serious ones. If they have core people working on GCC, they anyway hope they. But the thing is, even core people working on GCC, they don't necessarily rebuild the whole open source world, right? So let's, this is also not all we need. We need that here. Let's quickly rebuild this and then work on some details. So this will run an hour, for approximately 1 hour for us to have a result. Basically, I want to see if that fixes MIPS compilation of OpenSSH secure shell. Because I currently had to overlay that for just the other day, because it currently builds. Did I do this for both, or did I not commit everything? All right, good that I see this. Forgot this yesterday. Improved MIPS 64 MIPS. MIPS upload ISO config with Initrd. Improved MIPS upload ISO. Was it only MIPS 64? All right, we have even one more thing. Okay, so the question is, did I overlay both? I thought I did. Where did I? Did I not commit this? Did I do this only temporarily? Is there a new version? Nine six. Oh, is there a 7p1? Why did nobody? Wait, what do we have? Oh, there is some more. Okay, let's first test what we even do here. So this previously did once not build. Let's hope that is reproducible. That previously internal compiler errored GCC. Let's just see if we can reproduce it. Hopefully, I thought what have I freaking done here? I've done nothing. Okay, probably I just. Okay, that is good. I thought I had committed this, but apparently not. Which is not, yeah, that is a win-win, right? I mean, not only if you're wondering, why do we bother with MIPS 64? Not only is it life brightening necessities for gracious open source desktop Linux living. Do we even 0 frames streaming and stuff? But it's also a win-win of actually finding updates, right? Like, if we wouldn't look into this, sure, data should. I mean, I did not run, but why did data not find this? That is bizarre. This is a straightforward listing. Not really a reason why data wouldn't find it. Okay, this still breaks. That's unfortunate. Let's just double check that for PowerPC 6432. Then we will update GCC to the latest 14 snapshot. We are getting increasingly, as you see, like now our T2 Linux after 25 years in such an outstanding shape that we can do the nice things and work on the forefront of technology. We also have probably Itanium maintenance to take over, because otherwise it will be deleted. So there is a win-win of SSH. Welcome everyone. So nice little update there. Then we updated GCC, right? And the question is, I think minimal patches did not apply. Linux. Did I have here some? Was it so minimal that I didn't keep it? Maybe. Maybe I didn't even keep it. Okay. So let's wipe all of the MIPS build. But don't worry, we have things to multitask. So it's not only MIPS 64, it's also MIPS 32. That's like why, I mean, there's OpenWRT, right? But yeah, compiler technology is difficult and not so most people work on this, right? So even if it breaks for OpenWRT or whatnot as well, it doesn't mean that they have resources and so on to work on that. Then, so the plan is, it might look like I change my plan at random, but you also need to consider the grand total scheme of things, right? It basically, with so much work put into that, and we had to release just 24.2, just in 1 month we improved so much, like working day and night, right? You can improve so much. And then I want a really outstanding release. The danger is, of course, you always want some better release and then you release never. But of course, we had releases the last years. Just that with our level of perfection, they're always delayed. But yeah, LVM is out. We have pre-tested that. So like, we would have a totally major release with GCC snapshot and the next release coming, and it's like, it just makes sense. Like I hope GCC, I mean, we could even release with the GCC snapshots. The other danger is we say, I mean, the one thing is I'm waiting for a stable release, right? So basically, as I mentioned, I think did I over this? Yeah. I'm waiting basically for months for a new 13.3 for like half a year, because that is still too broken, which is absolutely hilarious, right? But I guess GCC 14, yeah, whatever the official. Anyway, I mean, worst case, if we wait too long, we could still release it with some snapshot if that is good enough. So let's see if the test snapshot improves that. Because if not, we can so report that. And hopefully, because the chances that GCC people will work on a MIPS bug on the latest release thing are, of course, where did I rebase? There is one. Did I rebase this? Is it Clang or? Okay, what did they remove there? They removed I68. This is funny. They removed. They just said here. Okay, fine with me. So like here, LVM 18, is there even there releases so big there are here so many regressions. 18.1.2 is this all? Not that they have already 18.1 and not even listed there. Yeah. So we wiped that, right? So then let's go MIPS 64. Like let's use my internal helper just in case. Internal build all for MIPS 6432 only. Parallel a lot. And then multitask to some more changes. Let's just raise it. Maybe it actually has infinite temp fs. Let's just double check. Oh, wrong directory. I Literally typing would have been faster. Oh, git typing would have been faster. Why don't you copy and paste more? Like literally typing is faster than copy and paste. So yeah, no tempfs max size, keep on error. Good. So we will have a result in 1 hour to see if GCC 14 is similar broken, and then if so, we unfortunately, I said it so often right, now we can do the nice things and not only test state of the art like I previously done 20 years ago. I've not done this for 20 years because it's just so time consuming, as you see here, right? But do the right thing and report it upstream. Because I fix a lot. I would fix Itanium because yeah, I'm volunteering for Itanium maintenance, right, in GCC. But like I will not fix mix, as much as I love my SGI gear, my O2 and my Octane and stuff. It's like, there is a limit, right? Like I can't fix Itanium and MIPS compiler bugs. Do we have everything? 0 frames, good. So changes. I want to do 2 things. And so with more users and contributors, we also need to work on our contributions that we receive, which is absolutely amazing. And as per usual, multiple people contributing here to this stuff. Multiple people have different ideas, and adding knowledge to a better outcome here. This I probably can commit. So what is here suggested by Kuluk is for decades Rock Linux, our previous project, and T2, that is the modern fork of that and continuation. Which, if you're new to this stuff, we have a whole Linux distribution, right? Some, especially my friends, say the best. And so we for decades never had auto-partitioning. Now we have added auto-partitioning, and now people, of course, want more, right? Auto-partitioning meaning instead of doing this manually, like for 25 years I've done this manually, fdisk, create, done. That's like not a big deal, right? But I see the point. Most modern genset and stuff don't want to partition. Even I freaking forget partitioning details, right? Like if I sit on my Hewlett Packard, it's like, what was a special snowflake boot stuff? That's like, yeah, that was the point. Okay, we need auto partitioning. So I intentionally only wired up architectures where we know how to partition. And so Kuluk says, like, yeah, but it's like, it's nothing for Motor 68K. It's like, people love that I have fun with my MIP64. Like, hey, people want their Motor 68K, right? Which, fun fact, I don't even really have. I mean, I probably have some stuff, like in some printer or whatnot, but like, probably share, like, subscribe if someone has a Motor 68K, like Macintosh or Atari for me to test, or Amiga. Yeah, T2 on freaking Amiga, right? So I don't really want to add this like this because that is misleading, right? I appreciate the idea, and that's, of course, I appreciate the feedback, but I, like Linus Torvalds and stuff, like we cannot always apply everything, because that would advertise our installer, because the installer literally says partitioning, auto partitioning, bootable or whatnot, yeah? And so that would not be bootable. We probably don't even have a bootloader for that yet. It boots in QEMU, but like if you manually supply that, next I would even need to Google like Motor 68K Macintosh bootloader. And I made previously a video. I have a very, very early, ironically, someone donated that to me as long ago as nearly 20 years ago, probably 19 years ago. My Power Macintosh 8100 previous video, right, on YouTube here, that I didn't even do much, right? Like this 80 megahertz, 8100/80. It was accumulating dust, like it was given to me 19 years ago. It's like 80 megahertz due, whatever. I just let it a broken case and stuff, right? Previous video, I even hot glued it now and stuff. I didn't even power it on, right? I only powered it on 5 years ago for YouTube. Popular video. I even installed or test booted MK Linux. The problem is, even for this 80 megahertz, we should do more someday. it's not even, it was never in Linux kernel proper, right? It also doesn't have a PCI bus, it has a new bus. It's certainly for those vintage collectors stuff, a nice machine. Also, I actually test booted MK, the microkernel Linux, right? That Apple, of all companies, did you know, previous video, did you know that Apple worked on Linux, on a microkernel, no less Linux? I even test booted that, first time ever, MK Linux. I think I probably never booted that before. You probably want to go watch that fun. Apple's microkernel MK Linux on Power Mac 8100. I only say this because, like, so this was never upstream, and that is, I googled that like 5 years ago. Did I copy that right? Shit, the URL is so long. Is this even? I hate this overly long. You paste that, is it even HTTP watch? No, probably it could work, right? So the bootloader is, of course, as usual, it boots with some Macintosh toolbox, like ROM toolbox and whatnot. I think I didn't even, I probably didn't even package that, I guess. And I mean, maybe I should, like, was it Co-Linux or whatnot? It's like, yeah, now that everything else works, we can package vintage bootloaders. So basically to do, like, maybe not the first, but MK Motor 68K bootloaders and like first gen Apple PowerPC, new bus, whatnot, bootloader, because yeah, I can never have enough. So the case in point is, like, I would even need to freaking Google what are the freaking, like, I have actually no idea. I only know grub support, ain't it? So like, you probably need a different one for Atari and Amiga and Linux on tier 1999 Macintosh 68K port, right? Yeah, I'm not doing that today. I mean, it would be fun, patches welcome, but what I will do today, I get the point. Yeah, 68. So we build, actually, due to breakage, we actually default to 68030. Otherwise, some stuff doesn't build, and I couldn't care less. So we, no, actually we built 68020. Okay, yeah, that's the minimum default we built for. Yeah. Question there. Want to get started with kernel development? What sometime you can? What are some times you can? What do you even mean? What are some times? Tips. Can you guys not? My tip is always look into the sources what you're interested in, right? If you're interested in GPU, look in GPU. If you're interested in storage, look in storage. And if you have some bugs, first try to debug some bugs. Like get started. Like if something doesn't work for you, like some audio doesn't work, some stuff doesn't auto boot, some vintage driver doesn't work on your Octane or stuff like. Or like there was a driver for your vintage stuff, or you have an old sound card and whatnot, right? Like try to fix some bug first and get it upstream, and that's probably a very good learning experience. Yeah, so what I will do now, so patches for 68K bootloaders welcome. Probably sooner or later I will get some hardware and test that. Maybe we should implement this on some FPGA, right? ULX3S or analog pocket based. Actually, I wanted, like, now that Linux, like, I'm serious, right? You see, we increasingly polish rare details of, like, everything works so amazingly that soon we can hire a marketing expert and work on an IPO or stuff, collect some venture capital because stuff is working. So now we can do cool stuff, right? I actually purchased an analog pocket, didn't even make a video about this, probably should make a short video about this. But there's also a RISC-V core. I was actually thinking, because we have ULX3S, right? I was actually thinking previous FPGA videos. T2 Linux on analog pocket, and someone else has done a RISC-V core already. It's similar to what I wanted to do. Maybe we just take that. So yeah, maybe Linux on RISC-V analog pocket stuff, maybe with some networking and fun stuff. But similar, we could run some Mista core, some Amiga, whatnot, right? And probably even faster than real hardware, faster, cheaper, and test that so, right? Like you don't always need to buy some fancy overpriced Amiga stuff to test your Motor 680K. You just nowadays FPGA and have it more affordable, more like one FPGA, and you can game, you can test your Linux, and you can do your own Verilog or VHDL or other spinal ADM modern stuff. So what I wanted to do for that bootloader, so I will not just add it like that because it says bootable. So I will do it slightly differently. I get the point, like some people, like if you run this in QEMU, fair enough, just partition it like a PC and go with it. But I want to change the text, so let's do this slightly differently, so it's not as misleading. That would be package stone mod install. So probably we do that somewhere here. Where was it even? So those are where we know how to partition this, right? So we have here quite some detection quirks. We need, that's just the beginning. We need more of that. Like basically we would also need for MIPS. We could make here any MIPS to be actually fair, because SGI MIPS. So basically we would need to detect here SGI and stuff. That is for another day. It's good enough for the beginning. Where would that automatically partition? So because here it's bootable, right? So we should change the title here. We can, so this should be unset, right? So we could do this always. And so we always have that, fair enough, but we also want to not list this as bootable then if we don't know how to, like if we don't even have a freaking bootloader. So what was it? If parameter is null or unset, nothing is substituted otherwise. So we want that, so we could simply change this word here to, if we have platform, then expand bootable. So that at least we don't list there, like automatically partition. We still list this platform. It's like at least some visual indicator like, hey dude, that's not bootable, right? Like we can partition that for you, PC style. So that should work, right? This should, like the fallback, that probably should be all that's needed. Let's test this. Build target Motor 680K. So the target is fully built. All right, it's fully built. It should be fully built at least. And then let's fire up QEMU. And that is how a community makes stuff better, right? Stronger together. Some people say like, hey, I would like this auto partition. In the next phase, and they're like, yeah, that's a little bit misleading. Let's make it even better, right? And this is, if not one company to dictate what features are removed in their failing Windows port, people create even better solutions, open source together. So let's also add something to do before I forget this. Unit test kexec. So let's create the ISO. Okay, let's create the ISO here. I think that was... Did this not create the ISO for some reason? Because I built targets. That is why. Okay. Let's just create this temporarily here. And do we even... So GCC applied with this... Did we build... We must have built GCC already, right? For MIPS. Or not? There, yeah. Okay, all the patches still apply. Fascinating. So I think we use something like... I think I found some Macintosh Quadra also works the best. Is it Quadra 800 or whatnot? Let's maybe give it quite some memory. I don't even know if QEMU implements booting properly. Sometimes, actually okay, this is actually not boot right, because we don't have a bootloader. What do we, does our stuff actually want it? Yeah, disk is not bootable, no boot options defined. Would this, I mean this was the era of CD-ROM, right? Would those Motorola 68K Macintoshes even have CD boot support, or did you boot them by floppy? I have like no idea. I mean, I obviously never had a Moto 68K works computer. Certainly not a Macintosh. So then let's manually boot the kernel. So that is kernel Motorola 68K boot, probably VM Linux. The terminal is cursed here from the running QEMU. Initrd Motorola 68K boot. Initrd is at no graphic. Still might need a serial port. That is why I have scripted that in the unit test library, because I don't want to remember. We also run the wrong initrd. We need the installer initrd to probably that one. Why does this not work? No, why does this... But I didn't attach a CD-ROM, I guess. Yeah, that's why we automated that already the other day, right? That looks better. Yeah, that's not ideal. Need some other release. Need to polish it. So let's see if our just improved installer works. Yeah, automatically partition for this platform. Why? This platform is empty. I guess we want to further improve that. Also, we want to move the separating empty line here, as we now always do this. Basically, we can move the whole thing here, right? If platform automatically partition, bootable for this platform is defined. I guess that's, yeah, that's why we test stuff. Okay, let's Let's rebuild this just because. Nothing like committing this, testing it so much and then not testing the last change and then committing it with a last minute typo. And then we have one more thing, if not two, for our open source hour a day, keeping regressions and bugs away. So did that QEMU. Yeah, we just introduced this regression fixing another thing, so now we get for the full image, we get this. This is, yeah, it is, yeah. So, wait, does this, no, we don't have this entry at all. What have we done? Hello? Did we break here some, what did we break now? Hello? Is there some syntax error? Do we boot the right? What do we do here? Or maybe we, no, I don't, that is bizarre. It was literally working differently. Why is there, hello? How does this not work? And I just moved that here. How can this error out? Looks to work for me. What the heck? What am I overlooking? Someone sees a typo. And the good thing is GCC built so long. But we should, within 1 hour, so building a whole ISO takes nearly 2, although this might not build Firefox. But we should, within 1 hour, have a result for OpenSSH. We definitely can build it manually soon. Did I attach the right CD-ROM? Bizarre. I hate when stuff doesn't work on the first or second try. What have I screwed up there? Maybe it is a separator that I moved. I mean, it should not, but command, like this is, here? No. Case platform in. Or this stuff. That is bizarre. This should always be in there. I mean, this previously worked. Like, how can this not work? I mean, this bootable substitution previously worked. That is bizarre. I hate when bizarre stuff happens. You know what, let's trace the whole thing here. Yeah, that's unfortunate, but I should maybe add an editor to the installer stage, but it's just previously we had NVI for that reason, but Vim is just too large, right? It's not like I add the whole of Vim IDE to the installer. Some years ago there was actually some Quadrat, not that expensive. I probably even did like good condition, not that expensive. I probably even bid on that, but the thing is on stuff that I don't like truly love, like an SGIO2, it's not like I bid like more than €100 for. I mean, I understand that people who grew up with this and totally love it, but then I also don't, I said this before, right? Even Gravis Ultrasound took 10 years and then I only got a Argus clone. It's not like I'm spending 300 or God forbid 600 or 900 bucks on a freaking vintage thing, right? I'm not that crazy, except maybe for an SGIO2 with a matching SW1600 SW display. So what's going on here? Why is this not even our trace? What's going on? Why is our file not in there? It was in there earlier. Oops, shit, oh, I accidentally press Ctrl C there. That's what was not ideal. I'm perplexed that my file is not in there. We rebuilt stone, like why? Okay, let's do another, I can debug this, whatever stupidity is going on there. That's a rare thing. We did build target, right? Or did we build two kernels and... No, there is only one Initrd. Sometimes stuff is strange, which is unfortunate. Let's see if we have less. I'm not sure if we have less. We have less. At least we can view the file. Maybe double check what we have in there. But it is in there. What have I... automatically partition, but that's in there. If that is in there, I was just too stupid to use my own stuff. Never mind. I was confused. Like even I sometimes. It is working. Good. So actually we have the extra space. So it's working. I just like whatever. Even sometimes I have a blackout. But we need to remove the space here. So if that is then partition bootable for this platform, we don't want there extra space, so that probably should be fine. So that's probably fine now. While we wait for our MIPS build, I have one more thing. Other user and new contributing developer asked for writable Initrd here. What question is here? Anyway, so read write, and so let's support this as well. There are currently no changes. Just wanted to make sure that we don't have any. So I was just thinking the other day, we could add this argument parsing code to the top level, so people could have read write. So basically, so what do we need to support here? So it would basically mount options. So I have that. We'll only need to be careful here with parse additional comma separated options. So if you wanted to support, so basically read write would be kind of as simple as read write, and I would only support that on the beginning to make this parsing easier, to keep it stupid simple. So we have it in the beginning, like if we carefully structure our code, if we could use bash features, we could use substitution, but this is running in PDKs, not to. I mean, theoretically, we could even move this to bash to be fair in this day and age. We just, although I think it's still like double or triple or 5 times the size or whatnot. Anyway, so if we support this only in the beginning, it's all enough to remove, because again, if we would have substitution, but we don't have, we have here only, or like regular, or like pattern matching substitution. We have substitution, but just not fancy ones. So remove that from the beginning. Like we are sure, like the way we structure our code, we keep it at the beginning. So then read write at the beginning and remove the, remove, so that is remove at the beginning, substitute at the beginning are also mount options, read write. Also, that is wrong. Mount opt. So I don't know if the Linux kernel did they post a link to. Yeah, kernel parameters, just looked in there. Do they have RO? I mean, the point is we default to read only. So mount root device. I don't understand why the Linux kernel. I mean, I don't need this read write. The init process later should do that after file system check. Like it's the default. Why would you need to specify this? Maybe like if you build your kernel with a built-in command line and set it to read write. And then you want to override this because whatever, right? I mean, it's the default. Like, we only would need this if you read only write. Like, if you specify this multiple times, right? Does it make sense? No, not really. I would say, I mean, or should we support this for crazy people? I mean, okay, I get this. Like, if you, okay, you know what? We support this for the case you have this for some. I mean, I wouldn't suggest you do that. Because if your switch root is buggy, which switch root is recursively deleting the Initrd memory, which, spoiler, we had a bug in there and leaked memory in the boot process. So yeah, for that reason, like you have it in your bootloader config, and then you want to, I mean, but if you have it in your bootloader, all right, if you, yeah, but because then you boot. So we could sort it alphabetically, right? The only thing, though, you could have both, right? Like if you do RO, it's actually rather to support. Does this support matching? I never had to try that. So let's substitute read only. So that works like that. And the question is, can we character class it here? Oh, we can. Cool. But then the question is, does this work in PDKSH, public domain corn shell, which we use for space, historic space in. Is this POSIX or is it a GNU? Oh, that works. Okay, that makes it easier. Because then we can read. So remove, it needs to be trailing, and then we add the new one, remove what was there. I think, do we only add that to other parsed stuff? So mount options, let me see. We don't. For some strange reason. Why is that? Was there a particular reason why I don't? Okay, for this to work, we need to change our NFS. Was there a reason I kept that? Probably not, right? What else do we do here? Mount options. Root, parse additional comma separated options. What did I do here? Here I prefix this with a comma. I probably did this for tricky parsing reasons. I need to be careful not to break this here. So what's our build doing? OpenSSL, I guess we could build OpenSSH then. I should have basically added a hint for myself. So we remove here, where do we add the interface? Here we add the interface. And alright, the interface I add at the end. Was there another reason? So we add, let me think about this. So this is root equals whatever. All right, because, okay, I add this because, right, it's comma separated. What do I do with this mount options? So I add this, remove the root prefix, so that is IP address, comma, so that is extracting the additional comma separated things out of it. Actually, now I wonder, do we remove? Actually, I just realized it is not the right place, because these are just comma separated things, not from the whole command line. So that would be, actually we would need to pass the command line here. Do we get, I think, the kernel, do we pass any command lines here? Okay, so that was not the right place, but what partially of what we did here was preparation for that. So resume mount options. So basically pass mount options there. Here. Parse command line. We basically need to check oops. So we only need okay, so this are the mount options. It's even easier because we don't need to change the order here. So the question is, okay, slightly right place, but same idea. Z not mount option. So why did was there a reason I added that? Maybe I just did this to look nicer, like read only, read write. Let's not touch this, not to break something. Because the only constant is change integrations. So something of that sort could work. Except I would need to check if we are called with a residual command line. I think we are. I'm not entirely sure if we are. Why we... Maybe I tested this 10 or 15 years ago. How could we, let's maybe... I mean, let me just, where do we cut? Here's this. Let's test this with Motor 68K. Oh, cool. Grub. Rust also fails for some reason. That is not ideal. Maybe it failed before. That is possible for this MIPS configuration. Although I don't see. No, this actually should. Probably not have failed. Oh, this was out. Yeah, each update, each week some new regression. Although this might be Rust 77, which I committed the other day. Oops. If this, I would need to check a more supported architecture. If this happens for all or is just MIP specific. So I think we should see this output now. Should we not see command line here? Should we not see that there? Ah, wait, what did I... I didn't... That was very clever. I didn't rebuild. What did I even... Just rebuild the wrong package. The problem is we would need... Okay, let's... I don't want to rebuild the Linux kernel for 5 minutes. Alright, we have some GCC things to fix. Okay, it's small things, just GCC. Previous video, GCC 14 is just more strict. So a couple, I fixed some already, but not yet all. So MPutils I still need to finish. Basically, as our hour is coming to a close, we can directly skip to OpenSSH. And here for this, we can manually rebuild the Initrd, which is faster than waiting. So Initrd, this root 6. I probably didn't rebuild this, did I? No. PEM. Yeah, so the problem is if you do manual stuff, okay, let's give it some 5 more minutes, and if not, we start to manually rebuild some more. So then because we manually rebuild that, we also need to manually use this Initrd, not the installer. And then let's boot with root equals dev sda2. Syntax error. Here in args is empty. Okay, that is a surprise. I thought maybe the kernel is only adding their stuff. It doesn't parse like foobar does this. Maybe that is why, maybe I tested that 10 or 15 years ago, I can't remember each. Ah yeah, look, so the kernel, that is why we manually parse the freaking command line. Also, somehow I have a syntax error in there. Not sure where that would be. Who sees the syntax error here? Would be really helpful if that's unfortunate, especially as I don't know which clothing brand it is. Cool, thanks Shell, that's helpful. Okay, but I guess we directly can, I mean, beside finding where the syntax error is coming from. Oh, also PDKSH, that's convenient. Yeah, I'm not sure if I said this in the other compiler video. I'm not the greatest fan of this language lawyering. And like yearly with each major, like yearly with each major release of GCC breaking good old sources again, from BSD and Linux kernels to other things. It built before, right? And now like different include headers and different, like they found some character in the C standard to language lawyer even more precisely. So I don't know. It's mostly wasting my time. And I understand like the standard says that and then do it, but on the other hand, I don't know. Maybe it should be kept compatible. They have, of course, a C standard switch of C99 and C20X and whatnot, but yeah, I mostly see it as a colossal. I mean, if you multiply this, 100,000 developers each year need to touch up their sources to build with a new compiler, and some never do, and some projects are never done. I don't know. It just adds up to absolutely monumental amount of fixes. So then I guess let's iterate this command line here. The only question is, can this cause syntax errors if we have there the most funny? We probably need to... What even was the best recommendation for that? Was it, even I forget this funny stuff, oops. The different ways to word expand that. Was it that? Oh, package. So that's what we sometimes used. Maybe that was the best. Special parameters. 4 executes commands once for every positional parameter that is set as if in has been specified, not special parameters. Expands, so this expands to the... Wait a second, is it even... Why do I... Oh wait, this is even nonsense. Why do I even... Why do I even say that if I want... I don't even want that, I want... Command line. Not really sure what. The question is just if this causes code execution injection vulnerability if you add crazy stuff to your kernel command line and have that. Probably should think about that and test that, or read the freaking manual. Ah, here is, this was here, we were missing this here. That is why we got, fixed it. Good, all we wanted to test is OpenSSH, if that still segmentation false GCC. Let's see if we build enough other stuff like PEM. Yeah, PEM. Good, manually you get this. And so then QEMU, is that Initrd? So that is, so args, okay, we still need to delete this, but what we wanted to test is not foobar, but read write. Yeah, that apparently mounting, so that at least works. Let's test multiply just for good measure. So if we switch this back and forth for crazy reasons, if people stack that in their grub config and manually edit additionally. Or maybe I should also, I mean, it's at least only one, it's not accumulating, that's good. So I guess it works, but nothing like testing your flaky. Oh, okay, guess we can call this a success. Let's see if OpenSSH GCC update is also a success. So yeah, one small improvement while working on some other things. So installer, was installer approved? Okay, GCC still fails. That is unfortunate. Yeah, I guess upstream bug report I need to file. That is, and I have the feeling they will not fix this for us. It's absolutely crazy that this zero call use tracks. It's not. Did I even test MIPS64? I mean, it's even relatively, so to say, a relatively previously common, right? MIPS32. So we are defaulting to MIPS32. So that's actually what a lot of Wi-Fi access points used, or maybe even still some use. Although I know many switch to ARM, but it's not like that unpopular of an architecture, right? When most of your Wi-Fi access point and home router stuff was held together by MIPS. So yeah, that is super unfortunate. I mean, in functions, so misc see in that we could actually take a look how super complex this function is. And it's not even the really most callback from read write loops. So like, it is crazy that such a relatively simple function apparently fails here. The problem is compiler developers, they probably want a reduced test case ideally. I mean, yeah, I will report it. It's a long time since I remember a decade ago it was like a really tedious process to give the GCC developers. But yeah, we need to learn it anyway, because in the long term we have to debug such things on Athenium. So I guess learning experience or relearning experience starts today. That's it for this video. We improved some things. We probably can commit this, right? It's probably fine. It's also I did this wrong. Because I don't want this overly long copyright in there. in the Initrd init just because. So support approved init parsing RO and RW. I probably should write a knowledge base article because people's like, yeah, where's the documentation? Like, not only do you need to, for 25 years, develop one of the best Linux distributions, people then also ask, where's the freaking AAA state-of-the-art documentation? Like, yeah, thanks for this. For Patreon, YouTube membership, GitHub sponsor, or all the other super thanks. And then we also had Stone, right? And that would be, right, we need to remove the set X here. How many separating new lines do we want there? Probably like that. Improved installer to match any MIPS for SGI and offer to auto partition classic auto partition, yeah, offer classic master boot record something of that sort, right? So T2 getting increasingly better for such reasons. Probably the last Linux distribution you will ever need. Don't delay. Share, like, and subscribe, and maybe try T2 Linux today. It's even freaking free for this increasingly outstanding quality achievement and architecture support. And I hope to see you soon for the next fun stuff to come. And MIPS and Motorola, RISC. Have a good day and see you then.